SNX Radio, typical skeptic crew. Friday night, we're back in the booth, dropping truth bombs, igniting proof.
Robbing slowly, cosmic collision, unidentified open transmission. From Area 51 to Skinwalker Ranch, declassify the files, give truth a chance. Bass drum thumping, a sonic boom, we're breaking down the walls of every room. Skeptical minds unite tonight, underneath the stars bathed in moonlight. Truth serum flowing through the veins, open your mind, break the chains, question everything, challenge the norm by the cosmic wave, weather the storm. Truth serum flowing, take a dose, unravel the secrets, expose what's closed. Join the movement, the skeptical quest for the hidden knowledge put to the test.
Cryptids creeping in the shadows deep, ancient mysteries, secrets they keep. Bigfoot's footprints, Loch Ness's grace, unexplained phenomena, time and space.
We're chasing ghosts with the EMF readers, searching for answers, cosmic leaders, digging for the truth beneath the surface, uncover the lies with a lyrical purpose. Truth serum flowing through the veins, open your mind, break the chains, question everything, challenge the known by the cosmic wave, weather the storm. Truth serum flowing, take a dose, unravel the secrets, expose what's closed. Join the movement, the skeptical quest for the hidden knowledge put to the test.
From Roswell crashes to ancient lore, we're exploring the unknown and so much more. Conspiracy theories, twisted and true, uncover the answers, me and you.
Serum flowing through the veins, open your mind, break the chains, question everything, challenge the norm, ride the cosmic wave, weather the storm. Truth serum flowing, take a dose, unravel the secrets, expose what's closed. Join the movement, the skeptical quest for the hidden knowledge put to the test.
SNX and typical skeptic sign off.
Unraveling the mysteries, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, casting shadows aside, in the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the Dub Nation, next quest, the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright.
From the Dub Nation, next quest, the truth is our guide in the vast expanse. It's where we reside, hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright. It's the next radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bring shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
It's the next radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. As the next radio's call, ringing through the air, together we rise. together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX Radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of SNX Radio and Typical Skeptic Podcast collab. So we got some exciting stuff going on, but I'm going to hand this on over to Rob and let him take over while I continue to drop the show live. So welcome, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to say, can everybody see us and hear us? Because I see Paulie saying in the background that that maybe we have an issue with StreamYard. Can you guys hear us and see us? If you can put it in the chat, like, is everything good? Oh, okay. I guess we can, because Wayne says hi, Coley. So yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, I just all right. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm glad to see everyone. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Sunday. It's Labor Day weekend, So I hope you guys are all off. And me personally, I have 4 shows today, so it's a really busy day. And 2 of them are with Coley. We have a show later at 8 p.m. Eastern with Chris Latour, where he's going to be talking about Montauk. But right now, we got Tony Rathman, an expert in paranormal communications with the other side. I've personally interviewed Tony on my personal podcast, but like never with Coley yet. And then also I've never got a chance to meet Tony's wife. But Tony's been on my show a couple times. But I'll just read his bio. And Tony Rathman, founder of Entity Voices Paranormal Investigations, has spent over 15 years pushing the boundaries of ITC, which is instrumental transcommunication. Alongside his wife, Cherie, he's built 14 different spirit boxes before discovering something groundbreaking. That is that spirits communicate through white noise, not radio. This led him to the groundbreaking discovery of Staticom 3.0, a revolutionary closed system that delivers crystal clear EVP voices from beyond without relying on radio waves, AI, or word banks. For complete sentences and multilingual responses to profound revelations like energy of the mind, Staticom is redefining what we know about consciousness, paranormal investigation, and even criminal cold cases. Wow, I can't wait to ask them about that. So with all that said, I'd like to give them a big warm welcome to the show. Tony and Cherie, thank you guys for coming on. How are you guys?
Hi, guys.
We're doing great. Thank you for having us. We are extremely honored to be here and very excited to discuss what advancements have been made with Staticom and what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, it seems like you've really tapped into the other side with full 100% proof. Is that correct, Tony?
Well, that's the evidence that's showing. Is that still up for debate? Yeah, there are people that still don't believe that what we're capturing is true. From our perspective and our research, we don't have another explanation outside of spirit or consciousness making this happen. And through what means, well, we've got theories on that. But yeah, this system has been reviewed by PhD scientists from an equipment standpoint, not from the paranormal aspect, but just from the electronics. And the last review we had done, they suggested the main concern was in the white noise generator because it had the ability to pick up either electromagnetic interference or possible other interference. So we went through and we shielded it in a metal electromagnetic interference deflective case. We covered it with Faraday, military grade Faraday material, and then we grounded it 1.5 feet into the ground to make sure no EMI interference was occurring and the voices are still there.
Wow. I was listening to a podcast you did before, one of your past interviews. And what I found interesting was there was a woman that you had asked, I guess she had asked for voices from the other side, and you got voices from her. And it was a number that her and her partner, I guess, had decided on before death. And then once he passed on, she was the only person that knew that number, but your voices or the voice said the number. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've had that happen multiple times. And just for introductions, this is my wife Cherie sitting next to me. She is
Hi, guys.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
co-producer
guys.
of Staticom. But yes, we do live events as well as public events. Like we're going to be next week, we'll be at Phenomicon in Vernal, Utah, and then Halifax, Canada for their symposium after that. But we've had people ask personal questions we wouldn't even know the answer to, and had Staticom spit back an answer where you see them go, oh my gosh, that's correct. I heard that. That's correct.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, Coley, did you want to go ahead? Sorry.
No, I was just saying I'm really into ghost hunting equipment and all that stuff. So ITC is very important for the excuse me, for like to authenticate it. And do you guys feed it through backwards? Is that correct, Tony?
No, there's no voice at all.
Okay.
We use a white noise generator, which cannot pick up radio waves, satellite, walkie-talkie, nothing. These voices are pulled from static.
That's
White
amazing.
noise, which contains no vocal data whatsoever.
And even without white noise generator, we're still getting voices as well.
Yeah, there was a question that was asked, and I'm glad people are thinking about it, but they questioned whether stochastic resonance could truly be how this is occurring. And the reasoning behind it, which is smart thinking, but the reasoning behind it was that in order for stochastic resonance to occur, there has to be two audio signals. And I can assure you there are two. And the reason that is because even when you're doing EVP, the voice is left on the recorder. But in the recording environment, that has to become audio in order for the recorder to record it. And then after you play the recording, it is audio because the recorder captured it. The same thing we believe occurs in Staticom, where the audio environment being used is where I don't think it starts as an audio signal, but it becomes one in that environment where then the white noise can interact with it, elevate it. And if it wasn't a signal or turned to an audio signal, no other mod in that entire system, not denoising, not volume control, not the equalizer, not anything would do a thing to it because it wasn't an audio signal. So that's pretty good evidence that this is two audio signals once it reaches the Staticom audio environment that spits it out.
Well, what would you say? What would you say some of the most profound messages you got from it were? I'm sure you've gotten like thousands, right? But like what would you say some of the most like telling were, if you could think about it?
Well, I mean, one, and I think I did play it on your show, Rob, was the one where I wanted to know how they hear me speak. If we're human and I'm creating sound through my vocal cords, another human within 100 meters of me can hear me speak because they have ears. But if a spirit or consciousness doesn't have a human body anymore and I'm using my voice, I wanted to know, how do you hear me speak? And they literally replied, we call it death, energy of the mind. That's the thing. Now,
I was just going to ask you that. Do you think that the spirits have to muster up a certain amount of energy to be able to project their voices through the white noise or something like that?
Well, that's a question that I've been thinking a lot about. And my answer to that is no. Why do I say no? Especially with Staticom, is I can turn this on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and they're talking. We can literally just sit and listen to them talk. If it took energy to do that, they'd eventually better have some kind of huge recharging mechanism. So my initial thought process going down that road now is no. There's no additional or massive amount of energy needed to do this.
Yeah, that's interesting. And for the new listeners, for people that might not have heard a show we did before, could you tell people like how you kind of got into this and like how you developed Staticom and how you refined it throughout the years?
Sure. We've been involved in ITC for over 15 years now. We built spirit boxes for 12 years. I think we got 14 or 15 of them laying around. But the biggest concern with them was that we could clear the voice, but we couldn't lengthen it. We'd still get 1, 2, 3 words answers if we were lucky, not sentences, not full thoughts. And that was very frustrating. So
And there's no continuation of like back and forth conversation.
So we were looking for ways to do that. Some interaction with now former partners introduced us to something they were working on called direct radio voice. We, with them for a couple of years, expanded it, got rid of the radio out of it because direct radio voice used a radio. And any scientist or skeptic's going to say, wait, you're telling me you're getting voices from the other side, but your method is a radio, which is a perfectly good complaint, because radio takes an RF signal in the atmosphere and converts it to speech. How do you discern reception from deception of what's spirit and what's radio? So we said the radio's got to go. And then we knew we had to clear the voice as much as possible, so anybody who hears it is going to agree they say the same thing. So we worked on both those. And then I think we got up to what, Staticom
2.0.
So then Cherie and I ripped it apart again, said, wait, there's problems here. We identified what those problems were. And from that, we created 3.0, which is now two-way communication back and forth. We don't lose the voices. They stay constant until either they don't want to talk to us anymore or we shut the machine down. And we can literally ask question, they can answer, we can ask another question, or sometimes they ask a question and we end up answering. But it is two-way communication with clear vocals.
In real time as well.
In real time, right. That's the other thing about Staticom is anybody who does EVP knows that the process is called record and review, meaning you turn the recorder on, you ask all your questions, then you take it home, you upload it to your computer, you try to denoise it, you may slow it down, you try to boost the level of the audio on it, try to clean it up. Staticom does all of this live in real time. So we don't have to do any of that. All we have to do is speak and wait for responses.
And also our target for the new method of spirit communication, which is Staticom 3.0, is that there is no guessing when the voice spit out. So it's like, I think I heard this, I think I heard that. So Staticom 3.0, it will give a clarity, and also it's not only us that will hear, is that what it says?
Right, everybody hears it. And that was the other complaint from skeptics, academia, or science, was that you think you're hearing your words, your mind's trying to pattern recognize things, and it's probably making assumptions on what you're hearing. We knew we had to make this so clear that anybody who heard it would all agree they heard the same thing. Now, that process is still a little bit in process, but we've made huge jumps forward on the clarity. Huge.
Has anybody ever done this in the past? Like, I know that I went to AI to get good questions for you, like for this interview, and the AI mentioned that Edison had a phone to the dead. And then I think I've talked to you about this before. I think Art Bell had someone on at one point, and the guy, it seemed like he had formed like a somewhat advanced form of spirit communication, but I don't think it ever went anywhere. And that was on, I think, 2001 or 2002, but that's the only two I can think of. So has anybody even gotten this far as like in terms of like real spirit communication? And then of course we have the guys with the ghost boxes, right? Like there's Hope Paranormal. I like that guy a lot, Josh Lewis. And it seems like they've made some progress, but it seems like what you're getting is a lot clearer and a lot more, I guess it's a lot clearer. Would that be the main difference?
Yeah, well, the differences are in two different arenas, but there are lots of people who have done this. I mean, EVP goes all the way back to the 50s, and you had a gentleman named Friedrich Jurgensen who was out recording bird songs when he heard his father's voice on the recording and called him by his childhood nickname. Frederick Jurgensen is kind of the starter. There were some prior to that. There were some monks that got voices on a single wire recorder. But ever since that time, people have been experimenting, researching, trying to improve. And there are other methods of what was originally the direct radio voice method that we began with being used today. There are lots of people out there experimenting with it, people who are getting clarity in their vocal structure. The difference between Staticom 3.0 and what we've heard, there might be other people out there we're not aware of, but from what we've heard right now anyway, Staticom seems to have the clearest and most responsive two-way communication.
Wow. Sorry. Go ahead,
So what do
Corey.
you? No, I was going to say I don't know what you think of the Stephen Hutt portals, but they have like where the noise reduction and all that, and it actually amps through like a speaker through that. What type of equipment or what? Because I know you're not using the white, which is wonderful because I can't stand there and listen to that, all day long like that. Yeah. No. And then they want you to ask 3 times and wait. Yeah, but I get that. So what, I guess, how is everybody understanding? I was trying to look up and see exactly what your piece of equipment that you were talking about, the 3.0, looked like. And how is it transmitted? So everybody around, like you said, so that cuts out that time after that you're sitting there and having to review and go through and cut out the white noise. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, all we use is white noise. Meaning that's the only input. The system cannot take, there's no mics, there's no outside RF, radio wave, satellite, nothing. It can take.
No way. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I understand. So usually the files that are coming through, so it doesn't have the radio flipping through it though, right?
No, there's no scanning, there's no radio, there's no.
That's the part that drives me insane. Yeah.
There's no AI word generation, no word banks.
It's
nothing.
a closed circuit
It's
system.
closed circuit system. Technically,
cool.
By scientific understanding, these voices should not be there because there's nothing to produce them.
Because mainstream science doesn't want to believe in an afterlife, right? It's hard to blend mainstream science with like spirituality, right? I mean, that's always been like an issue in like our community. The mainstream science doesn't want to also accept the paranormal, and the paranormal doesn't really want to accept mainstream science. It's kind of like a tension between the communities, Well,
you're absolutely correct. And doing this project for as long as we have been, that is one of the biggest struggles. You've got science thinking you're absolutely mentally unstable because they believe after death, the brain dies, the body dies, consciousness dies, because they think consciousness is produced by the brain functions. You've got religion that thinks you're talking to demons. You've got skeptics thinking you've also lost your mind and are making things up. And then you've got people that may believe in it, but then they're mad at you because you won't share exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it so they can do it too. Now, I understand that. I understand people want to get a hold of this. So let us finish our research first. That's my answer. But yeah, it's a struggle, no doubt about it. Luckily,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, for the people out there, like that, we get a lot of the paranormal and the UFO community. Like we just cover it all. But what do you think, like, your techniques are? I guess and do you guys have a certain technique or protocol that you follow in order to kind of get it going, or how do you? Because it doesn't seem like just anybody can connect. Or is this kind of opening up those waves? Because it's not flipping through and doing that like different things. Is it more just like a smooth settle and then you can hear them come through? Or how, I guess, are you like establishing contact with them? Is there like a protocol that you go through at all, or your own, I guess, tips that you have for other people?
Yeah, just keep doing it. I mean, we're coming up on 15 and a half years of doing this. So that established the connection with them. The connection is based on trust. for them trusting you, feeling confident to communicate, not thinking they're going to freak you out, scare you. And we've been doing this so long that there's no connection that has to be reestablished. We can turn this on, and I just say, hey, spirits, how you doing? How many spirits are here? And they answer. It has literally come to that today.
Open mind and heart. And
Right.
Open mind and heart.
Open mind and heart and truthfulness. That's.
Love that.
But you made an excellent point, because we also believe that the equipment is about 40% of the equation, and the operator is the other 60. When Marcello Bacci, who used direct radio voice for 35 years, when he was tested by science, they brought him into a lab and they pulled his vacuum tubes one by one to see when the voices would disappear. The voices never disappeared. The only thing they could remove from the equation to stop the voices were Marcello himself.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say was you're tapping into the question that almost every human has. I don't care who it is. Like, everybody wants to know what happens when we pass away. You know, that was one of the big reasons why I got into podcasting. You know, I always listened to Art Bell, and then I always wanted to know, like, well, what happens when we die? You know what I mean? I always wanted to know, you know, and it seems like for whatever reason, like whoever created this universe or this reality, like, it's a big mystery, right? Like, you know, and then some of us don't get communication with our loved ones after they pass. Some of us do. I'm sure a lot of people in the audience have gotten visitations from ghosts and stuff, but I never have, you know, and I've had a lot of people pass on. So my big question is, do you, like, have the spirits give you any clues as to what the afterlife is like, or anything about the death and why we die, and like our whole purpose on it? Sorry, that was a lot of questions. It's kind of
some of those questions that you asked are actually answered in the clips we provided. So I don't want to spoil them before.
Yeah, I can. Are you ready for me to share the screen and pull those up? Because I can try and do that right now if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to go into it?
Yeah, I mean, we can go into a clip, and I'll try to answer that though. But not only have they answered questions, it's a twofold process, because we started out ghost hunting, and we wanted nothing more than to just capture proof that spirits can speak. That was our one objective. But over the years, it's no longer about just showing that a voice came from nowhere. It has now become, you know, who's speaking? Is that consciousness? And of course, we had to reevaluate our entire perception of what we believe both life and the afterlife to be. And so we adapted an idealism called analytic idealism. And it basically says that the ontological primitive of life is consciousness. Without it, nothing else matters. Where science tries to measure everything, which is great, and nothing against science. They do a very good job under the circumstances under which they're working. But you can't measure something until you observe it. And in order to observe it, you have to be conscious. So consciousness is a prerequisite to any step anywhere. So it has to be the primary position in both life and death. And these voices to us are probably some of the best proof that they do survive death, if they're who they're claiming to be, which is either spirit or consciousness, are the two definitions we've gotten from them as who we're speaking to.
Wow. Yeah. And have you ever gotten anything from anything that you thought was maybe malevolent, or something that was like not a consciousness, like a demon or something like that?
Well, again, depending on how you define consciousness, we defined it as when we're human and alive, we're fractal portions of universal consciousness, which doesn't conflict with religion. Religion says, you know, there's one God and you're all a portion of him.
So far, no demons or whatsoever, but we do get, like, when, you know, cranky spirits, or maybe
you'll get ones that may not be having the best day,
which
tells us that the afterlife is probably a lot more of a learning experience like it was here on Earth than sitting on a cloud playing a harp all day.
That's funny. Do you want to try to play some of the clips, Coley, or what do you think? Is she there? Or...
No.
No, I don't see her.
I had my notes up. Yeah. Well, okay. Maybe she's trying to upload the clips. I'll just keep asking you guys questions. What was one of the funniest things you ever heard from the voices or from the EVPs?
We have quite a few, but we didn't record it when we were in the kitchen.
Yeah, there were multiple ones, but one of the funny ones that jumps in my mind is I asked how many spirits were here with me, and they said 300, and I said 300, and he says, yeah, and I said, did you say 300? So I'm questioning him because that seemed like a lot to me. And then the response came back, yeah, she passed go, like Monopoly gained her money for passing go. And then I said, did you say 300? And then they said, what? Is that the wrong answer? Like, you asked me how many are here, but yet you're questioning the answer I gave you, and now you're wondering, is 300 correct? So we found that one very funny.
That is cool, yeah. Have you ever noticed any certain types of spirits coming through more often, like children or historical figures or family members or anything like that?
We've gotten a range all over the boards. And people always ask, well, can you reach a specific spirit? Yeah, we can. We have, including past loved ones who have passed away. We have made contact. We've had conversation. But then people will say, well, how do you know who you're speaking to? Is it spirit? Is it extraterrestrial? Is it multidimensional? That answer, we honestly don't know. Because this is audio only, if they're speaking to me in a language we understand and can make sense of what they're saying, I have no other means of determining who I'm speaking to. We don't have spirit caller ID. There's no imagery associated with it. It's vocal only. So as long as I can understand what they're saying, that's the best evidence we can get. But can we tell if it's an adult or child? We can. Can we tell what language they're speaking? We can. Can we tell if they have a territorial accent? We can. Can we tell their emotional state? We can. Are they happy? Are they mad? Are they angry? Are they upset? All of that comes through in the vocal, and all of that can be determined based off of how they're saying what they're saying.
Yeah, and another one of my questions before we get to play the files is, me, Tony. I mean, I'm sure you saw my show. I tend to get conspiratorial. Like, do you think? I know we've already touched on like religion and science, but do you think there's a bigger factor that doesn't want to see this material go mainstream because maybe it would threaten the way people are looked at it, like religion or something like that? Do you ever wonder that?
Absolutely. In fact, there's a paper on our website with exactly concerning all of that. What are the dangers of making this public? Who's it going to affect? Religion? Definitely. Science? Definitely. Cultural upbringing? Absolutely. Then you can push it as far as, okay, if spirits can speak, what if somebody's in a court case and can prove the spirit said, no, I don't want that to happen. This was not supposed to go to this person in a will. This was supposed to go. Does that affect court rule? I don't know. But you can keep pushing. You can keep pushing that limit further and further and further. And then the next question is, who's going to get a hold of it? What's their intentions? And how's it going to be used? Is it going to be weaponized in some way? All of these are concerns.
Or are they ready to accept the fact?
Or even just ready to accept it, right?
That's so true.
Like, if they would use that in court, that's such a good, like, that theory. I've never think, and that technically could happen. If you could prove that these voices were from a loved one that passed, that I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be admissible in a court. And that could change a lot of things where, there's a lot of evil humans on earth, and I'm sure they manipulate people's wills and everything like that. So if a spirit could speak and say, hey, this person wasn't supposed to get my will, it was supposed to be this person, I bet you that would change a lot of things here on earth, It might force a lot of people to be more honest,
There are
Yeah,
so
but
many.
the religious point too. When I was growing up, I saw spirits, and my mom was ready to call a priest and have an exorcist done. That's how crazy I'm not. You know what I mean?
True.
Yes,
You
yes.
know exactly what you mean. But yes, it would literally shake the foundation of everything.
The only thing that you can ask spirit is the winning lottery of Lotto.
Yeah, they don't give Powerball numbers. They also don't give future. They'll tell you anything that's already occurred. But I can ask a simple question like, I have 2 jobs offers. Which one should I take? Dead silence. They will never give you any future recommendations or ideas or something that's going to affect the life you're supposed to have here and now and learn from. And we call those universal laws, but we don't believe they're allowed to do that because it would affect your outcome and what you were here to learn. And we believe
is
that
so
anything.
True. Where do you think it is though? Why? Because there's certain times you'll ask that spirit box and it's like nothing. Like there's something like, I don't know if it's an agreement. I mean, there has to be rules to this.
Yeah,
So
like I said, we call them universal laws. Now, are we 100% sure? Well, only from as many years as we've been researching. We know there's questions they will not answer and it'll just go silent.
Yep.
But, and I see in the chat, Amy said free will. Well, free will definitely part of it. It's the free will to make choices and make bad choices and learn from them. And then everything that's learned from the fractal portion of consciousness here on Earth is taken back to universal consciousness. Universal consciousness, if it's one mind, it cannot grow itself. It's an impossibility. So it needs additional individual structure and learning for it to grow itself. And that's how we believe the universe grows, the universal mind grows, and us as spiritual beings evolve.
Wow, this is amazing.
Amazing.
Should we try some of the clips? Oh,
Yes.
sorry, Tony.
Tony,
Sure.
do you just want to tell me? I'm going to back off. I'm going to mute my mic so I'm not interfering here. Do you just want to let me know? Do I go right down the list? Just let me know when I hit the next one, and I'll go ahead and do that.
I'm not sure the order I gave them to you, but why don't you play the one called Settings? And before you play it, though, let me just explain what this is. People always ask us, hey, if they want to speak so bad to us, did they ever give you information or anything to help you develop what you're working on? This is a perfect example of them helping.
I'll mute my microphone too.
She was going to play it, right?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? When I'm going on this side now, I'm not sure if you guys, I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix this really quick. If you just want to kind of touch on some stuff here, it branched off into another tab. So it's not this right one. So let me just get this straightened out. It'll take me 2 minutes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
no
what we'll
problem.
do in the meantime, if you're trying to fix that, is we can go to the audience too. Guys, if I saw Mel in the audience said, this is awesome. Yeah, it is awesome, Mel. Like, thanks.
Thank you,
if
Mel.
guys-
Thank you, Mel.
Sometimes you guys have really good questions, like for the guests. So put your questions in the chat. I'll get to the first one that was starred here. This was, that was Samantha. She said, how does it work? But we kind of already went over that already. So yeah, we'll take some different ones.
Let me answer that one though, just because what we do is we take white noise, basically the sound of static that's like between radio stations, but we don't use a radio. We use a live white noise generator. That white noise generator is pumped into an audio environment and then filtered. What we believe happens is when a spirit speaks, it overlaps certain frequencies within the white noise, and through a process of stochastic resonance, it elevates their voice up. But because a white noise generator has a spectral frequency of 1, that means the white noise is all at the same exact level, from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, when their voice shoots up over that level, we cut the white noise off, leaving only the voice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Hey, Tony, is it the third one over? Is it that right? Because there's not, I can see it from the one side. Would it be the third one for settings? This one right here?
The third one.
The one that I have marked with the blue tab.
I don't see any blue tab. I see all the squares.
Right here.
But
Yeah,
no
it'd be the 1, 2, and 3 right here where the mouse is, if you can see that.
From the top?
Yeah, at the top. If you go count 1 and 2, it'd be like the third one.
No.
No, that's not it. Okay.
It's not there. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in what you're showing.
The settings.
It's labeled as settings, yes.
Yeah, when I go in, I hit that. I'm gonna try one.
Oh, I
more
see it.
time.
I see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 1, 2, 4.
Yeah, okay, but your cursor was just on it.
Yeah.
This
it
one?
will be
No,
down.
one more to the left.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Up or down, spirit? Seven, okay. You at 7. Okay, so that was just an example, and we didn't even have the clarity yet at this point. But I asked spirits up or down, and they literally knew that what I was working with had numbers on it, told me the exact number to put it, and we have not moved that setting ever.
Yeah. We do regular Staticom team session with one of our team.
Associates, yeah.
Yeah, associate. And that's where we always keep doing the settings, and you can see Tony testing. You can see Tony is adjusting something, and he asked the spirits, what should I do, up or down? And clearly the spirit says
they
either
knew it had
6 or
numbers on it.
7.
And
Wow.
they first said 6, and then another one said 7, and then 7 was repeated 2 or 3
And they
more
verified
times.
it, clarify, 7 it is.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's insane.
Thank you.
And then did you want me to roll into the next one, or did you?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you play the one? Play the one labeled selective. This is where you start to notice we're gaining ground on the two-way communication. But play the one labeled selective. It's the one with the green graph on it.
Perfect. I got it.
Was that Rathman? Did you say Rathman?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Am I speaking with spirits?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yes. How am I hearing you speak?
Wow.
Is it what you call energy of the mind?
Whoa.
What do you like to be referred to as?
Wow.
Do you like to be known as spirit or consciousness?
Wow.
I think you said spirits. Did you say spirits? Say yes. 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 Okay.
Oh,
How many spirits are with me right now?
that's amazing.
Can you give me a number? 6?
Careful.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it.
Wow, that is amazing. See, you don't hear all the like flipping through the channels. It's very smooth and it's very.
There are no channels. Again,
Yeah.
there's no radio involved. This is
That's
white noise
amazing.
only.
I love it. Wow.
So
That's pretty intense. That's amazing.
So
Thank
that
you.
was when we did the final grounding, shielding of
Putting
the
a
equipment.
Faraday cage
Right.
cloth.
Faraday cloth to avoid any outside electromagnetic interference or signal coming in. That was one of the first.
Mhm.
So now if you play one called Responses, this was the following day, or maybe that order is backwards. I don't remember. But anyway, the next one is called Responses, Staticon 3.0 Responses. I came home from work. I flipped it on. I wanted to know if that level of communication was still available. And you're about to see when they started to respond, my wife grabbed her phone, sat back on the couch, and was recording. That's what you're going to hear.
Can you point out which one that would be? Because when I click on it, it goes to all of them, and then it's not. I can't see what they're called. If that makes sense, would it be? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, it's the one on the
Bottom
far left, last row.
Okay, so it would be this one that my cursor's on.
I can't see your cursor.
With the big.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Rathman, I heard you say Rathman. Yes. What did you want to say to Roger? It's Tony. Spirits, can you hear me? Yes, okay. That was a loud voice that just answered. What's your name? That's a strange name. How many spirits are here with us right now? A lot? A lot. Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Because there's so many of you, is that why all the background chatter? They're talking? Do you have any messages for us?
Oh, wow.
Rathman, I heard that.
Wow.
So again, you can see this is real two-way communication. It's no longer turning a spirit box on, asking a question 20 times and hoping one of those 20 even gets a response. This is an advancement in spirit communication for sure.
Tony, I have to ask, who is Rathman? Is that like a spiritual guide? Is that a spirit you communicate with?
That's their last name. That's their last name.
That's me.
Hey, when he's saying that, but who are you? But I thought when he was talking, he was saying that. I knew his last name.
Roger, when the
No,
spirit
no.
asked, who is that?
I said I heard Rathman, meaning they
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was a relative you were talking to. That's where I was going with it. I was like,
said, oh no,
you know, okay, I gotcha.
they call me they call me by name.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Amy Rizzo has a really good question. She says, "Did you ever ask what dimension they're in? Like, are they in the they ever say they're in like the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension or anything like that? Or they just say they're in like heaven or like what does it matter?
Well,
let's
let's think about that for a minute. Time and space is a man-made construct, meaning it was developed by us. Now imagine an entity or an energy that's not bound to time and space, and and you ask them, tell me where you are. That would be like me saying, hey, do you like ice cream? And you saying, yeah, I love ice cream. Okay, then tell me without using time when you had your last bowl of ice cream. It's impossible. You can't say 4 hours ago. You can't say yesterday. You can't say last week. You can't say last month. It is physically impossible to tell me something as simple of when you had your last bowl of ice cream.
Because maybe like the words fourth dimension are like a man-made term, and maybe they don't use that term or something like that. Is that kind of what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. And time is a man-made construct. There are no watches. There is no week, day, month, year. We created all of that. If we believe they are non-locality, meaning people say, well, where are they speaking to you from? They could be speaking from anywhere. When Staticom gets voices, it doesn't mean they're standing in my living room, although it sounds like they are. They can be answering from anywhere, whether that be another time, another dimension, or any other boundary of that equation. So although that seems like a simple question, where are you from? The only time they ever answered, they said you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I agree.
I also see one of in the chat that I can't remember who. It says risk. It could be a risky and dangerous. Can we?
I'll look and I'll see if I can find that for you.
Let's answer that by Azik9. He said this could be risky and dangerous.
Well, for so many reasons, you'd have to specify under which dangers and which risk you're referring to. Are you talking about the risk of opening a door that you maybe don't want to open? Are you talking the risk of the FBI or government showing up at your door wanting this? Are you talking about the fact that religion and science can be absolutely broken apart to have to be reconsidered, every value of every piece of it? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, there are definitely risks.
But there's also a good part of it.
Absolutely. You've got people that are suffering from terrible grief from the loss of a loved one. Mm-hmm. And to be able to get a message that says, hey, I'm not dead. This was a transition. You will see me again. You will speak to me again. This isn't the end.
Or solve the cold cases.
Or a cold case, right?
And we have an example of that.
We haven't gotten to that clip yet, but yeah.
It would be great if somehow they could channel the voice, or they could get the voice of JFK, and he could say who murdered him on, what was it, November 22nd, 1963.
I don't know. I don't know any reason why
CIA won't even release those files.
I don't know any reason why that could not be done. But based on that, play the one that says fourth round of testing.
Okay. And then is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top, middle, or bottom row? It won't show me what the names are once I get into here.
I don't see it.
It would, keep scrolling.
No, I think that might be all she has. It's not there. All right. Well, then go to, since we're on the subject, go to one called the last one on the top row, but don't play it yet. I want to explain. I want to explain what this is.
I get happy.
This is for Mel.
Yeah. So, Sheree, why don't you start out telling what happened and what this was about?
I think it's better if you can explain it better.
All right. So I was finishing one of the last upgrades to. We based Staticom based on version. There was Staticom 2.0. This was one of the last upgrades I had done to Staticom 3.0. We're now working on 4, but we had already talked and discussed, and the last clip I was going to have you play, we literally asked them if they would answer questions for cold cases, and they said they would. But I was working on a final upgrade, and I was in my studio working, and Sheree came in and said, do you remember the last time we saw our friend Lennon? And I said, yeah, of course. She said he was shot 2 days ago, shot and killed. And I went, so this was emotional to us. He was a good friend. And I had Staticom running when she was telling me this. And Staticom said something in relation to what she told me. So I said, Cherie, cover the cameras, don't show our faces, ask some questions. Let's see what occurs.
Yeah.
What you're about to play are that night that we found out he was shot and killed, and the questions that we asked and the answers that were given.
And let me add to that too, because I sent it to you on your messenger, the video clip of the CCTV footage in the Philippines and how he was killed.
Yeah, it was basically point blank range. They came right up and shot him.
Wow.
Oh my God. I'm
It's really sad.
horrible.
Thank you.
Yes, he was shot.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Lenin, did you know that you were shot? Do you have a message for your family? To your mom? I saw you how they shot you or shoot you.
Reckless is right.
Lenin, kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo?
Oh, wow.
Yes, para mabigyan ka ng hustisya. Kilala mo ba kung sinong bumaril sa'yo? Just give me the name, Lenin, so I can help you.
Wow.
Did you know how you were killed?
Aww.
Lenin was shot and killed last Monday.
Wow.
Glenn, do you know who did it or not? Yes.
Oh, wow.
Can you give a name, please? Let's start with first name. What's his first name?
Aww.
Christian.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
Had a name? Was Christian a name?
Wow.
Was Christian a first or last name? Okay, first name. Do you have a last name?
Okay,
Wow.
there are languages over there that's in my native language. I'm Filipino, and so I asked in Tagalog, and he responded
In English.
in English.
That's
And we've
amazing.
had that happen. We've had so many languages come through. Luckily, Cherie speaks 3, and I speak 1. But any of the languages
one
that
is
they
not
know she can speak, they'll respond in. But there's so much more to this of what was said in there that if you knew him, like the one spirit said he's apart from his money. Well, Lennon loved money, and when we go visit, he loved to show it off that he had it. And
He is a politician
Yeah.
in the Philippines.
Was,
Yeah,
Oh,
was.
wow.
And
You can hear his emotion in his voice. Like you can
Exact-
just shaking.
exactly.
And that
Most-
was I was going to say something before too. I said when spirits would come to me and say stuff, sometimes they would be frantic on that side. So it's not only just healing for the people here, it's also helping them on the other side. I think, going through this adjustment or whatever they go through, it is so vitally important what you guys are doing. I think it's wonderful.
Exactly. And when Tony asked, is this a first name? And the spirit says first name,
Yeah.
which is Christian.
They said that in the beginning. They said that little Christian and then blah, blah. I'm not going to say the word that they used, but we didn't realize that was a name until they repeated it. And I said, what's his first name? Christian. So that comment in the beginning, before we even knew the name, they were mentioning him.
And his last name is Dredney. And Michelle Petros asking a question. So was Christian a real person?
Well, we can't prove any of this, but what we can tell you is how often are murders solved in the Philippines? Never.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? Or when they said the publisher, is that what was said? I was moving through, like, what do you guys, did you put together some of these pieces? I mean, that was amazing what we just heard. I mean,
they basically said Christian was his publisher. Did he have a publisher? Probably. As a politician, probably. I don't know.
I'll share you later, Coley, the actual footage.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's wow. I mean, you could just hear it in his voice. I was sitting there, it's like emotionally tugging at me. I was like, man. And I remember when my cousin had passed, she woke up and I just heard this pounding and she's like, can you believe what it's just this real frantic. And that's exactly what it reminded me of. That's wow.
Wait, you got a message, Coley, from your cousin after she died?
Yeah, she committed suicide, and there was like a shoe, and it was like bang, 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 and then she woke me up. If you knew anything about my cousin Andrea, she's like, "Can you believe what I did?" She couldn't believe what she had done, but she had been drinking and she had taken pills that then she flatlined when she got to the hospital. So it was just like almost like when I was hearing that video or hearing that audio, I was like, "Wow, that just reminded me so much of going back to that day." It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, for the audience that doesn't know, you get messages from spirit, right?
I can see them.
You can see them?
Yeah, I grew up seeing them. That's why my mom wanted to call the priest.
Wow, that's insane. That's wow.
No, it is,
Whoa.
but they often come really frantic with messages, and they're just so desperate for people who can hear them. Like, it's just wow.
Yeah. Isaac in the chat has a question. He keeps saying that you might be able to get attachments from this. Do you have a comment on that, or do you think that like people could get attachments from using this?
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, you always got to keep your guard up, and you've got to stay defensive against things that we don't fully understand. We don't know how they work. But researchers have always asked us, well, after you do a session, is there any residual energy around after you have communication? Well, again, if I go back to the fact that I said that these spirits have a non-locality, meaning they're not in my living room. So, for example, if I went over to the neighbors, talked for an hour while having a cup of coffee, and then walked out, you'd be able to check the chair for body heat and register it. I may have left skin cells or hair on the chair, showing that I was there. But if that neighbor and I had a cup of coffee over the internet, there's going to be no residual energy of me being in his home because I was never there. We believe this communication is the same thing, meaning they don't have to even be around me or in my house or my living room or studio to do this. So we have not had that happen. Could it happen? Yeah, there's always that risk, because we don't know the variables of exactly how this works. So keeping defenses up and, trusting or not trusting what's being said are always important to this.
Do you guys practice like spiritual protection and stuff like that, just in case?
We definitely have. When we first started out, the first 5, 6, 8 years, we were saying prayers before and after, doing the smudging, all of that. Today, because the majority of the stuff we do is now on the research side, we still investigate. We still go to haunted locations. We still do all of that. On certain places, yes, we will definitely do that. But doing the audio, we don't do it so much anymore, just because the connection has been established. So far, over 15 years, we haven't had any concerns. Could that change tomorrow? Yeah, it could.
Yeah,
but we have the resources and the knowledge to know what most of the steps are to do if we need to.
And going back to the haunted locations, that's kind of how you got into this, Tony, right? I think your wife was interested in this, correct? And then she wanted you to take her to a haunted location for your anniversary or something like that. Maybe you could tell the story. It's interesting.
Valentine's Day.
Aw, I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Right. I used to enjoy watching paranormal TV shows, and I love it. And it fascinates me. It's so interesting, especially when they go to haunted location, the story behind it or the history behind it. So I know Tony used to be a skeptic. He is a very skeptic person. So
Didn't believe any of this.
no. And the reason why you're skeptic?
Well, my dad was a physics instructor, so everything I asked was science.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she, like she said, started watching paranormal programs, and she'd be like, "Come over here, you're gonna love this." I'd last like 2 minutes and be like, "This is BS."
And he goes, this is only for entertainment. And I'm like, come on, just watch it. And then Valentine's Day, that was like what, 2010?
2010. Yeah.
He asked me, what do you want to do for Valentine's Day? So I'm like, this is my opportunity. So I said, I want to do ghost hunting or go to a haunted location, anything. Because normally Valentine's Day, we would go to resort, sit by the pool, drink, go to Vegas, camping. I wanted more different. I wanted some excitement, and so I asked him if we can do ghost hunting, and that's where we started.
And I was like, I had no interest, but I had two choices. I could take her or have her mad at me until next Valentine's Day. And I didn't want that. So I took her. Make a long story short, we went. I played along. She had fun. That was all I cared about. But when she got home and started reviewing, especially the EVP voices, I didn't understand. I couldn't debunk it. And that's kind of how the next 15 and a half years got started.
And I can't stop him anymore.
No.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So he's been obsessed to the spirit communication now, and like, I just support him.
Yeah, he sounds wonderful
doing
it.
Say, like, when you become awakened, you can't kind of turn back, to the regular world. It seems like,
I wish.
Once those doors are open, they stay open. But for every answer that we think we get, there's 100 more questions behind it. So this is probably something that will never end. I mean, I will try to get as much information, document as much of this process as I can for the rest of my life. Will I have the answers before the end of my life? Doubtful, because I think there's certain things we're just not supposed to know. People say to us, what do you think the veil is between the living and the dead? I'll tell you what the veil is. It's the human body. We're not made to know. We're not made to hear them speak.
So true.
We're not made to see them. Our visual spectrum is visible light only. There are spectrums on both sides of it. Same with hearing. Spectrums on both sides of it. Our sense of smell is limited to a certain amount of degrees, whereas a dog's 10, 20 times what we have. There's a reason why we're not seeing this information. It would be like if we had access to it, we wouldn't be able to get through day-to-day life. It would be like, instead of looking at your computer and clicking on a folder, which looks like a folder, inside that folder is other files. You can click on whatever file you're looking for. It would be like trying to understand all the zeros and ones of data flowing through those chips to represent what you're looking at. That is how we believe life works.
Yeah, and AZIC 9 is my lucky number. No, I am not a witch. I'm probably the opposite of the witch. Thank you.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what day I get up in the morning, though. You know what I'm saying?
You know what was interesting? Like, well, if you go get the life of Art Bell, his wife was from the Philippines, and she practiced witchcraft, but she was like a good witch. You know what I mean? She was like into dowsing and all that stuff, and so I think there's
nothing to do with magic, though. This is nothing. Exactly. This is just communicating. So, Cherie, I have to ask, what is your connection? Because, girl, you're like grounded in this, and you want to. I mean, I'm cheering you on hearing this like Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not.
Well, it's actually I have no ability like other people does, or I don't, and I'm not.
That's where we build.
Exactly. So it just fascinates me with all the EVPs and what you capture and the story behind it, and whatever the case may be, it's opening your heart to the spirits around and what's going on with them. Like, it's basically just to, learn how this, phenomena or the spirits really works, or how they communicate. It's
exactly right. It's more about how life works, not only life here as being human, which from what we've learned so far tells us we are doing it all wrong. We treat
we are too.
Treat other people all wrong.
Exactly.
If we are all the same, then we shouldn't be fighting over wars and religious differences and difference in everything, every discrimination that happens. None of that should be occurring, but it does, and that's sad.
Yeah, and actually, we're not the only one, trying to do some research about spirit communication. There are other people. Why do you think there are paranormal investigators go to a haunted location, try to do what? To find spirits, or maybe, it turns out curiosity at first. Now it's a passion. Now it's, you wanted to do.
Obsession, I think, is a better word.
Oh, for you.
Yeah, but it literally makes you reevaluate everything. And from the information that they give, or pieces of information that they give, it really tells us that there's a lot more to life, and that is consciousness, which survives, creates the entire universe around us, and probably that we're all one and the same, and everything that's going on here just not good.
It opens up a whole new world. I mean, it's a whole new world and whole new possibilities. That's amazing. Yeah. Wow. You guys are awesome. I'm like, this is excellent.
Thank you, Colleen.
The equipment, the clarity, because I have when it's just like all over the place, and like you said, you're not using that. I mean, you can hear it in their, in them talking. Right. I mean, the emotion.
You can hear the emotional aspect of them speaking. In fact, we had these voices analyzed by audio engineers, and they were amazed. They said this shows the same use of consonants, vowels, diphthongs, that pauses, emotional expression that's shown in human speech. This isn't possible to get from random warbles and artifacts of sound. But you know what? I do see fourth round of testing. I don't know how I missed this before. It's the second to last one on the second line.
Okay, let me pull it up. Second, this one right here?
Yep. Time what? Well, I can hear you when you whisper. You know that, right? Spirits, if you're not familiar with this device is called Staticom. If you heard me say Staticom. That's better.
Now, can you say Staticom for me, please?
All right, Spirits. If you don't want to say Staticom, let's play another game. What am I holding in my hand? Glasses. Thank you. Thank you very much. How about pineapple? Can you say pineapple? Oh, perfect. Thank you. How come you can't say Staticom like that?
It's one word.
It's one word. Staticom. Have you not been able to talk to humans before? If you can hear me, spirits, say elephant.
Do you know Tony?
It's me. If we use this device to help cold cases, will you answer the question? Yeah, sure. You bet. Thank you.
That will help.
That'll help a lot. So yeah, again, that was what, second night, third night when we got it up and running. And it's been running for a couple months now, with the same reactions and clarity.
Wow. So do you find, I know, and sometimes the pieces of my equipment, I tell them, I'll be like, this is how, you have to get in there. And it takes a lot of energy for them to communicate like that. So it's kind of like I find like kind of a buildup, and they must trust you. I mean, you both are wonderful at talking to them, and you're very patient, and you're very, it's beautiful to hear and watch. I mean, great for you guys. This is absolutely just amazing. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a work in progress. It'll be that way probably for a while yet. Everyone keeps asking, hey, when are you going to release it? We plan to eventually, but if we were to do that, it causes more complications for us. People will get it. They'll say, hey, I tried it. I'm not getting what you're getting. What do I do? There's two of us. If we want to continue the research, I mean, we do have jobs, we have a family, other responsibilities. In order to keep the progress going, we have to set aside time to keep it moving. So, plus we just signed a partnership with.
The research is not, done yet, so there will be part 4.
Right.
4.4.
I was just saying we just signed a partnership with another researcher in Brazil, Samuel Andrate, who just ITC researcher, electronic genius.
Just smart guy.
We've got some concepts that we're going to work on to turn this from 3 to the next step, which will be 4, 5, 6. Who knows what else after this?
Wow. I mean, think of how many lives this could change. I mean, those people on the other side are desperate for, it's like when something like that happens and they're pulled from this world and all those attachments that they had. People are just assuming once you cross over, you just don't care anymore about the people that were here. I don't believe that's the case at all.
No, not at all. In fact, they keep a very close eye. They know all sorts of things. But again, one of the questions we had to ask was, when I was talking about my voice and I speak, and they said energy of the mind, which means it has nothing to do with what I say. They have a transmission of consciousness back and forth from my thinking. That is how they get the information. So if I, like that one clip, I said, what am I holding in my hand? I was holding my glasses, and they answered it. But of course, after I say, what am I holding? Guess what I'm thinking, what I'm holding. So I'm literally passing that information through consciousness to them.
So true. I tell people, I'm like, sometimes when I feel like when spirits come, it's like telepathy, because it's not just words, it's also visual. It's like they can show you pictures, they can show you what they look like. And it's, I just think that's so much of it. And when you're communicating back and forth like that, like you said, it's, of the mind. That's brilliant. When I heard you say that, it just gave me chills before. So bravo to you guys. Yeah.
All right. If we have time for another one.
Sure.
Hold on. I'm trying to see what's all there. The problem is the pictures are pretty similar, and I can't tell which one's which.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they're
You can't see the names?
No, I can't. I can see the files on the one page, and then when I click into it, I can see what order they're in, but I don't think they're in the same order because when I try
I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. I'll be back. I'll be right back.
I can see if they're there, though. If you tell me which one, I could probably see. I have like Lenin, Selective. Do you remember?
Play the one titled Cherie Raffman.
I don't have. Oh, wait. I'm going down. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So it's showing on the list. Would that be this one right here?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Last.
Your pictures are so small. I can't tell one picture from the other. I can tell
Okay.
the second, third,
I think it would be the
sixth,
second.
and the last are all the place I'm trying to get to, but I can't.
Oh, yeah. So they're not in order. Would it be this one, do you think, Cherie? Like right here, if I'm moving?
We can't see your cursor.
If
Oh, you
you see,
It'd be the second one in. I can see you sitting in a chair, and it's right next to on the top row here.
1, 2, 3. I think it's the
No.
second one. The second one.
Yeah, try the second one. That might be it.
Okay. If not, just wave your arms or something else.
Mary, are you still here? Can I speak to Mary? Yes. Can I hear her? Sure. Can she talk? Yeah. Spirits, what am I holding in my hand?
Was that the same one?
Can you say it again for me? What am I holding? One more time, please.
Did we put this one already?
If you can see us, what is Tony holding?
I'm sorry. Do we watch this one already? Because there's one below. Or do you want me to keep going?
No, we didn't watch this one.
We didn't watch.
This is interesting.
Okay. Sorry. I'll keep going. I shouldn't have done that. I thought it was the same one.
I think it's paused.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's
Playing.
It's frozen.
I think she froze.
Oh yeah, she
I froze. No, I'm not. Can you see me? No.
Here we
You
can
froze
see
for a
you.
second. Your screen's going out.
Very
Your internet
laggy.
Oh, you know what?
Oh shit.
He's wearing a baseball cap.
Okay, so I wasn't expecting this one to play, but let me explain what this is. We ran a haunted hospital for almost 4 years in Ajo, Arizona, called the Old Phelps Dodge Hospital. Ghost Adventures were there. Destination Fear was there. We finally, after 4 years later, got a chance to go back. We did not have Staticom when we were running it. So we took Staticom there. Over the years through EVP, we had spirits give us their names. We were calling out those names with Staticom, and they were answering. When Mary, who was a nurse that worked there, said the bats are still coming, she hated the bats. And sure enough, the hospital still had bats in it at night. We asked Mary multiple times, Mary, how did you pass away? And she would never answer. Another spirit answered that question on that clip by saying she died beneath her husband. Well, I can understand why she wouldn't want to answer that. But there is answer after answer in there that was relevant to 4 years of research in that hospital in one 30-second, 60-second Staticom clip.
Yeah, I heard her say that before. Wow. Oh, I mean, it's very intense. That's very intense. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Maybe
Is there
play the one that you're standing right there. I love that one.
Which one? Which
The
one?
fourth
Oh,
one.
Any of the ones that look similar, just go ahead
Yes.
and play it. I'll explain
okay.
it.
Cool. That works for me.
Who is the nasty man who's down here?
What's his name?
Did he beat the children down here?
Sure.
Why?
Because he's sick. Yeah, he's sick.
What did he want to do to me when I was sitting in the chair talking to him? Choke me.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that was a different location. But the woman who was speaking, she told us there's something ugly in the basement. I felt when I was down there last time that he wanted to choke me. We had Staticom, we ran it. She literally asked that question, and the answer she told us weeks before is what they answered.
Shay. Okay, I'm going to move to this one. Sorry.
Spirits, if you want to communicate, say pineapple.
All
right, you're ignoring us now and talking to each other. We can hear you when you whisper. You know that, right? Spirits, do you know who I am? My name is Tony what?
Brad,
I heard it.
listen. It says listen, Brad, and we're in English.
What's my wife's name?
You said it earlier.
Are you ignoring us?
Yeah, I heard it.
Spirits, is there any message you want to give us? See? How many spirits are we talking to right now? 7. Yeah, what town are we in, Spirits? One more time. What's the name of this town? Whoa. What somebody said? Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't think we saw this one yet.
Tom is here.
Right.
Did you work here? Were you a doctor?
Was Mary a nurse? Spirits, can you tell me how many spirits are in this building? Yes, how many?
I just walked in. Do you know his name and her name?
Spirit, say his name first.
Are you guys married?
If you want to introduce yourself first.
My name is Matt, and this is my wife, Milan. We're definitely here to speak to you, and we're happy to meet you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Spirits, can you do me a favor? Say Matt.
They said that's easy, man.
Spirits, can you say Milan? Question, what's your question?
So again, just, the relevance of no matter who says it, whether it's one of the forward louder voices or a background voice, everything being said pertains to the conversation being had. It's just, it's phenomenal. I think there's only one more clip. And it's,
Would that be this? Wasn't sure if we played. It would be in the second row, the third one over, and the fifth one over. I think we have. I'm not sure, but if we played either one of those, I don't think we have.
Yeah, go ahead and play it. Let's see what it is.
Up or down, Spirits?
That's the settings one. We played that.
Okay, I'll move that one then.
Speaker. Who are you trying to find? You're nervous. What?
Right there.
Yeah. Are you trying to send us a message?
Roger. Roger meaning yes or Roger meaning Roger?
Are you talking about Roger Martin?
Yes, Martin.
Actually, that was another settings one where they were, when they said perfect right there, that was another setting tuning I was working on. And again, that one hasn't moved either.
That's amazing. Wow.
Thank you.
So there's only one left. But it's one of the four. It's whichever one you haven't played. It's called We Acknowledged You. I think it's the last one.
I think it is too. Let's see here.
What's the name of this hospital, Spirits? That was it. Phelps. Spirits, can you hear me? Yes or no? Can you hear me? Yes. I'd like to talk to some of the spirits in this hospital. Do you remember me? I'm Tony. Do you remember me? Tony. I would like to speak to Michael. Is he still here? Yeah. Michael, are you there? Yeah. Michael, do you remember saying hi to me loud and clear that I could hear you with my own ears? Do you remember that, Michael? Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, so this was, again, 4 years later. And that experience, 4 or 5 years later, that experience happened one night. I was in there. I said, Michael, come on, give me a sign. And I heard him with my own ears. I heard him say hi. 4 years later, I go back with Staticom. He responds, and his answer was, yes, we acknowledged you. So that was amazing.
Wow. I'm like, yeah, we usually say that to them. No, this is great.
Right.
Wow.
Do you want to answer that?
Okay, yeah, there's some questions. Jason H. asks, the Staticom responses in video are, hold on, it just moved.
From a cameraman.
Yeah, it's my wife's phone recording what's going on while it's running and what we're saying. So, yeah, that is correct. But, yeah, that's a 40,000-foot overview.
Wow.
So where do you go from here? Like, where are you guys going next? I mean, this is I'm like blown away. So blown away. I mean, this can change so many things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a million directions still to go. We still want to clear it a little bit more. We find we still have people saying, I don't hear anything. So
I'm like,
I'm like, well, then you don't listen to too many EVPs because this is quite a few steps up from.
Yeah.
But,
gosh, yeah.
We're going to continue to work on that.
Smooth. We're
going to continue to work on the various aspects that are in function today, which are completely different from where we started. We're going to find ways to construct them ourselves, build it more of a compact rather than a plug-and-play system. We're going to work on longer and more intelligent responses as well. So, there's plenty left to do.
Wow. I'm excited to see where this goes, honestly. I really am. It's fascinating. It's the most advanced form of spirit communication I've ever saw in my life. Honestly,
I agree.
I
agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, there are others that are not too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
The major thing that cleared ours was the voice structure. You'll hear it in other people's, but you can't hear what's being said. You just hear that garbled. So that's when we figured out what was going wrong with it, and we fixed all that and replaced 80% of the components.
Yeah.
That's what really has driven this one ahead, only because the clarity is there in about 85-90% of what's said.
And we're trying to make it compact as possible.
Correct. That too.
You guys, ghost hunting or paranormal equipment is not cheap. It's not cheap. The one I have, I paid $1,700 for it underneath there. And I'm saying, when is it going to be released to the public, and when can we get our hands on it? And do you know?
No idea. There's so many questions along that big one of, is the world ready for this?
Yeah.
I am.
So
You're right.
at some point, I think it will. Can I answer exactly when that is? Right now, no, I can't.
Well, actually, there's also a basic how they're going to start with this kind of method out there.
What we started with 4 years ago is available from two different people, Rob Hernandez or Keith Clark. Can show you how to do it, get you set up. Is it going to sound like this? Not exactly, but you'll have the basics to
How we started. Yeah.
How we started. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So I just want to thank you guys so much, because this is so profound and so moving, and just to have and listen to how passionate you are and how kind and caring and how well you connect with them. I mean, that, like you said, 40% is the equipment, but people, you can't just go and grab a piece of equipment and go out there. You have to, I carry mine. Like, I always had a piece of ghost hunting equipment in my purse. You kind of build an attachment and a bond to it, and really learn, and it learns from you. So it's, you just can't go out and flip it on and think, because I've sat through days of, it's like, oh, your nerves are just like, that was so smooth. I didn't feel like I was being manipulated. I felt like I could hear their tone and hear their desperation, just like, so wow, I'm just so excited to see where this goes also.
Yeah, I mean,
we
thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. The other thing we like about it is, I mean, I have nothing against people with abilities or mediums. I mean, we've worked with them and had unbelievable connections that have happened between what Staticom can do, say, and what they pick up on. Mm-hmm. But the thing for us not having any abilities, what I like about it is not only can I hear what they're saying directly, I don't need somebody to interpret back to me what they believe they're hearing or seeing. I can hear it directly, and so can the other 20 people standing with me all at the same time. That to us, that's an advantage.
It's huge. You get that connection.
Well, you get the connection, but you also get firsthand experience of what they're saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't need a translator. But I think, too, on the opposite end of it, for people who do have, and you can hear and you can see them, it's great confirmation. You don't always get the words and the verbal, it's not like it's ringing loud in your ears. It's not the way that it works. So this is a great tool where you can just, it's like, okay, you got that. And then you can focus your abilities and do other things with it. And it's just like, this is amazing. This is really amazing. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. We are impressed with what the last couple set of upgrades we did, how it changed and progressed it. And we're super excited about the next set once we get around to upgrading again.
Wow. Well, if you ever need anybody to test it,
we'll reach out to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm throwing it out there. I would get and drive one if it were like 3 hours away right now and get one. So.
But yeah, that's where it's at. And those clips that you watch, that's a handful I don't know how many hundreds or thousands that we have. There are other places you can see them. We have got multiple social media. Facebook is a good place to go to see what we're currently doing, where we're going to be, where we're presenting, where we're doing live demonstrations.
Thank you, Jason, for posting our website.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Go ahead
Jason.
and put that up there.
He just put up the website. You can get tons of information. We used to have 10 years worth of investigations. That stuff's coming down as Staticom kind of takes over the page. But you'll see every bit of information, any podcast we've done get reposted on the website. They link back to your podcast, of course, but that's all out there. So anything you want to learn, where we're going to be next, thoughts, ideas, processes, what we're working on, all available. There's YouTube channels. You can search Staticom. You can search Entity Voices Paranormal Investigations. We're on TikTok, Instagram,
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook I mentioned already.
You did.
But yeah, or just go to Google and type in either Tony Rathman or Staticom, and you'll see anything that's categorized under Google about this process.
Yeah, I went and I was digging too, and looked, and you guys had a ton of hits on both of you, and I was like, "Oh, this is so exciting, so exciting."
Have you seen the shadow figure? A shadow figure that we captured?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, you better.
I'm gonna have to look. Yeah. There, like I said, I pulled up like 50 different, articles, and I tried to get everything that I kind of could. There was just a mound of evidence, which is phenomenal. I'm not complaining. That is phenomenal.
Thank you. In order to truly do research, you have to continue to do it. You can't do it for a day or a week and then give up. You have to continually apply yourself, and that's what we're doing with Staticom. That's what we're going to continue to do. Are we ever going to find all the answers? Probably not. But anything we can provide, not only to the community, whether that be the paranormal or the consciousness community or the afterlife community, we're going to work towards anything and everything that we can help give information and research data on. There's a lot to learn. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to understand. And it's absolutely fascinating. So we're definitely going to continue to do it.
Awesome. This was amazing. Yeah, this was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just, Rob, do you have any more questions for them? And everybody too, if you check out go into the description part of this video, when it does if you're listening to this on the audio side, we will have those links in there. Please go and check them out, check their evidence out, listen to what they've got. I mean, I was listening to it before. I was glad I had the headphones on this time. I mean, it was just like, there was no denying it. Somebody said they can't hear it. I'd say you need to probably go have your hearing tested. That was loud and clear.
It's unique. And the one thing we're trying to do, and people will say, well, science doesn't have to accredit it. Well, no, they don't. But science hasn't been able to accredit anything because it's not repeatable. Staticom is. Not only is it repeatable, it's recordable. It can be played back for anyone, or it can be done live. They can ask their own question and get an answer. But we finally have the ability that if science will take that step in a direction to look, to research, and to dig into it, that possibility is now there for them to do it.
And then you take it, and then you help the people eventually on the other side, so everybody can just communicate and have, But they're so fascinating, the rules that you're talking about. Real quick in closing, do you find, because their audio files that you use, and even if they're fed through backwards, do you feel like the person and their tone, and when they were answering, especially with your friend, that was more legit, not like some audio or some hack radio that they're pulling in there? Did you feel like it was him answering, or how he would answer, I guess?
Most of those were not him. The only two that were him are the one that said, "I miss you" to Cherie, and I always loved you, because they were friends.
Oh.
Those are the two voices that sounded like him. There was a voice that said he's not up yet, meaning he was shot 2 days ago. They said he's not up yet. So is there a transition between life here on Earth and the afterlife? Probably, based on the information that was given. But again, there are no waves. There is nothing here but white noise. So it can't be picking up any stray radio or radio signal. This doesn't use a radio. It is a white noise generator only.
Yeah, and there's a difference. Now, I don't know what what the radio said, because that's not the like, a crank, like something that's grinding against metal on metal or something. That was very smooth. That was a great trend. I mean, it didn't make me itch or like break out into hives. So that's great. I mean, this is awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We appreciate you allowing us on to talk about it. And as upgrades come in, watch any of the pages we mentioned. We're going to continue to post stuff for the rest of the year. After that, we're probably going to close down most of the sharing, because we're going to go into the next version, all the changes that occur, and we'll probably keep that a little more under lock and key until we're ready to show it. But the rest of 2025, you'll still get to see everything I'm working on, because it'll still be 3.0.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. This has been phenomenal, and we'll keep, if you have projects or things, let us know, and we can get that out there and the information to the people. And, I'd love to have you guys back on and, keep in contact. So, yes, bravo. Yes, thank you so much
for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Thank you again. And, we will definitely keep in contact. If you ever come across some subject matter or something, you're like, I wonder what these guys think, or wonder what they could ask or question, let us know.
Oh, yeah.
Let us know.
We are going. Yes, definitely. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Okay, let's see. Oops. Yeah, going ahead, and I think I'm pulling myself off here. I apologize. Hey, Rob, you still there?
Yeah.
I kind of froze up for a second. Okay, I'll pull that off. So yeah, that was absolutely amazing. They're phenomenal. I'm glad that worked out with the audio.
I really liked that. Mel from the chat, she really liked it. Everybody seemed to really like it. Like it was a really good episode. I thought it was really good.
It was. It definitely was. So I guess in closing, we're coming back on. We'll be on tonight at 7 with Chris Latour from The Real Stranger Things. 8 7 Central Standard Time. I'm working on this time version. My brain is just like rejects it sometimes. So,
and I'm going live now for people that like to watch tarot. I have someone coming. My friend Breakaway Ray's coming on to throw tarot. I always do. I always have the same two people on every holiday. I always have Breakaway Ray and Missy Hill. Breakaway Ray always does tarot, and Missy always does like a paranormal. Like tonight, she's going to talk about alien abductions and AI. But then we have our show at 8. Those are at 6 and 10. And then we have our show at 8 with Chris Latour. That should be a really good show. I'm looking forward to that.
What are you streaming on next? So everybody's watching, hop on over to Rob's channel, Typical Skeptic Podcast. If you're on YouTube, Twitter, hop on over. He's not on Twitter on this round. So get on over to YouTube. And are you on Rumble too tonight, Rob? Or
every show I'm on YouTube, Rumble, and my Facebook. I've been trying to upload the shows to Substack too, because then I can make clips out of them and like share the clips and stuff like that.
You're doing awesome with those clips. Keep them coming. Those are really cool to watch.
I'm trying, I'm trying to rebuild after losing, all my subscribers, which about too, because it happened to you as well. It's like, So, I mean, it's all in good timing. I think it'll rebuild, I
think so too, Rob. I really will. So everybody get over and show Rob some support. Hit that like, subscribe, comment, share. And they're awesome readings. I'm going to hop over into the chat right now too, because it's good for the soul. I love Rob. It's absolutely great. So check out him. He's on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube. Typical Skeptic Podcast 2.0. Rob, is your YouTube channel, what's it under so people know? Just so they can
at Truth Seeker. It's real easy. It's at Truth Seeker 5197. And then on Rumble, it's at Typical Skeptic Podcast. So they're real easy to find, And then I try to post on Substack too. I'm on Substack. I write some articles, and then I also, but I post more videos. Every time I get the itch to write, I'll write an article on Substack. But that's why I like Substack, because they don't censor on Substack, and you have the freedom. Like, I just got a warning on TikTok for like one of my clips. I'm like, damn, man. Like, you won't get any of that flack on Substack. Like Substack's pretty free.
Check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Rare, but
You should definitely go on there, especially if you like to write. Yeah.
And make sure you follow Rob, show him some love, and let's see you over there in his chat. Let's get it booming. So thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, we'll see you. Have a great weekend.